everybody, it's Sawyer with the Trout Spot, and today I'm going to be talking about brand new Firehole Outdoors Firehole Sticks. Now, this company is super awesome, based out of Bozeman, Montana, and I'm really excited to show everyone their new hooks because they make fly tying so much easier and they make your time on the water better because you'll have more efficient hookups and you'll end up landing more fish. One of the things that us fly fishermen do to practice safe catch and release and to protect the life of the fish is that we crimp the barb on all our hooks so we're fishing essentially a barbless hook. The problem with that though is that the way that barbed hooks are designed is that it's only the barb that's really holding the fish on. So what they've done is that they've taken the distance from the bend to the point of the hook and they've made that shorter because you don't need a long hook to be able to keep the fish on if you have the barb there. That makes tying a little bit easier and it takes up less mass in the water. But when we crimp the barbs on that hook, now we just have a little tiny bit of area that'll actually hold the fish on, which is why when you're fishing barbless, you lose so much more fish than you would with a barbed hook. Firehole Outdoors has created a perfect, absolutely perfect hook though. What they've done is they've made the gap from the top of the shank of the hook down to the bend. They've made that bigger than your standard hooks. That allows you to get a bigger area to hook up and it'll get you more hookups. They've also taken the distance from the bend to the point of the hook and almost doubled it. That gives you a lot more room to be able to fight the fish, and it's going to take that fish a lot more to be able to get off the hook. So what I've noticed is from fishing with the brand new Firehole Outdoors Firehole Sticks that I've had pretty much, I don't really lose fish anymore with them. It's almost like fishing a barbed hook, just with very, very minimal damage to the fish, and it has just made my life on the water so much better, and it'll make yours better too. Here I have some size 14 stimulator hooks by Firehole Outdoors, and I'm going to show you just what I think makes these hooks so special. So I have one on my mat here. I'll show it to you. This is the size 14, pretty standard hook. You'll see what I was talking about, how the gape of the hook from the shank down to where the bend ends is just so much bigger than you usually see. I really like that because it gives you more room to hook up. Those little flies will sometimes miss if you catch a big fish. And then the other part I'm really, really happy with is you'll see from where the bend comes to an end all the way out to the point of the hook. That almost extends about a third of the way up the hook shank, which is way, way further than most of the hooks you're going to get in these larger stimulator hooks. So I'll show you the comparable. This is your standard 3 times long stimulator hook. How this is barbed, how much shorter the actual bend to the point of the hook is, and how small that gap is. You will end up missing more fish and it won't be able to hold on the same amount of fish that you would because the hook is just so short that when you crimp that barb, you have almost no room to actually fight your fish. So I'll pull them up next to each other so you can really see that comparison. I'm going to put the standard barbed hook in front. You'll see how it's the exact same, it's just, look at that difference. The Firehole Outdoors hook sticks out so much further, and it's almost double the size in between the top of the shank down to where the point of the hook is, which will give you better hookups and you'll be able to fight fish easier without the risk of losing as many fish. I only showed you their stimulator hooks, but all of their hooks are going to be similar, with the larger gape and the bigger distance from the bend of the hook to the point of the hook. We carry their dry fly hooks, nymph hooks, and their streamer hooks, and I would recommend them to anyone of any tying experience. These are the hooks that I use at home on my tying bench, and you can pick yours up today at www.thetroutspot.com or come into the shop and pick them up at the Trout Spot.